Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Fluent Daily English, the podcast where learning English feels simple, friendly, and part of your everyday life. I'm Emily, your English friend and teacher for today. I'm so happy you're here with us again. Maybe you're walking, cooking, cleaning your room, studying, or maybe you're relaxing somewhere quiet. Thank you for choosing this moment to learn English with us. You're doing an amazing job. Really great work for showing up.
And I'm Jack. Hi, everyone. We're so proud of you for taking time to practice English today. Every time you listen, every time you repeat, every time you try, you grow stronger. Your vocabulary grows, your confidence grows, and you should feel really good about that.
Today, we have a super interesting topic: cultural differences. Yes, we all come from different cultures, different countries, different families, and sometimes the way we speak, eat, greet people, or show respect is not the same everywhere.
Exactly. So in this episode, we're going to talk about simple cultural differences you may notice in daily life, and will help you describe them in clear English.
If you enjoy learning with us, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. All right, let's begin. Part 1. What are cultural differences? Let's start with a simple idea: culture. Culture is the way people live. Culture includes food, communication, habits, and traditions.
Great job, Emily. And cultural differences means the ways cultures are not the same. For example, people from one country may eat dinner late. People from another country may eat very early. That is a cultural difference.
Right. Another example. In some places, people greet with a kiss on the cheek. In other places, people shake hands. In other places, people bow. Different, but all normal.
Let's practice a simple sentence. In my culture, we usually. Try to say it with us. In my culture, we usually.
Great. This sentence helps you talk about your own country or your own habits. For example, in my culture, we usually take off our shoes before entering the house. Or, in my culture, we usually have big family dinners on weekends.
Nice examples. Keep those in mind. We'll use them again later.
Part 1. Daily habits across cultures. Let's talk about daily habits because they are a big part of culture. One big cultural difference is meal times. Some countries eat breakfast very early. Some have breakfast late. Some eat a big breakfast. Some eat a small breakfast.
For example, my quick breakfast is a banana, very small. But in some cultures, breakfast is big eggs, bread, soup, rice, meat.
Yes, and dinner times are very different too. Some countries eat dinner at 5 p.m. Some eat at 7 or 8 p.m. Some even eat at 9 p.m. Let's repeat a useful phrase. People in my country usually eat dinner at.
Say it with us. People in my country usually eat dinner at. Good job.
Greeting differences. Another big cultural difference is greetings. How we say hello. Some cultures shake hands. Some cultures hug. Some cultures bow. Some cultures wave.
And the level of formality is different too. In some cultures, people use formal language with older people. In others, people speak very casually, even with teachers or bosses.
Let's practice. In my country, we usually greet people by.
Example. In my country, we usually greet people by bowing. Or, in my country, we usually greet people by shaking hands.
Very nice. Keep practicing. Personal space.
Here's another interesting cultural difference. Personal space. In some cultures, people stand very close when talking. In others, people stand farther away.
Yes, I have a friend from South America. She stands very close when she talks because it feels friendly to her. But my friend from Finland prefers more personal space. Both are normal, just different cultures.
To describe this, use people in my culture stand close, a little far, very far when talking.
Let's repeat some key phrases from this section. Say them slowly with us. In my culture, we usually. People in my country usually. We greet people by. People in my culture stand close, far away.
Great job. Take a deep breath. Excellent work so far.
Communication styles. Direct versus indirect communication. Now, let's talk about how people communicate. Some cultures are direct. They say things in a clear, strong way.
For example, I don't agree. I need help. That is not correct.
Other cultures are indirect. They speak more softly. They don't say no directly. They may say, maybe later, or I will think about it.
Both styles are okay. It just depends on the culture. Let's practice. People in my culture communicate in a direct, indirect way.
Example, people in my culture communicate in a direct way. We say what we think.
Or, people in my culture communicate in an indirect way. We try to be polite.
Eye contact. Another cultural difference is eye contact. In some cultures, looking directly into someone's eyes shows confidence and respect. In other cultures, too much eye contact can feel rude.
For example, in my country, students look at the teacher when listening. But in some countries, students look down to show respect.
Here's a useful sentence. Eye contact is good, polite, not polite, normal, uncomfortable. Tone and volume.
People also speak at different volumes. Some cultures talk loudly. It feels friendly. Some talk quietly. It feels polite.
You can say, people in my country speak loudly, softly, quickly, slowly.
Example. People in my country speak quickly, especially in the city.
Great example. Practice with your own sentence. Listen again. Part 2. Quick review. Repeat after us. Direct communication. Indirect communication. Eye contact.
People speak loudly. People speak softly. In my culture,
Perfect. You're doing amazing. Part 3. Traditions and social behavior. Food traditions. Food is a big part of culture. Different cultures eat different foods, use different spices, and have different table manners.
for example, in some cultures, eating with your hands is normal. In others, people use chopsticks. In others, people use forks and knives.
You can describe this with, in my culture, we eat with chopsticks, forks, hands.
And we usually eat rice, bread, soup, vegetables, spicy food.
Example, in my culture, we usually eat rice for most meals.
Celebrations. Different cultures have different holidays. And celebrations. Some cultures celebrate the Lunar New Year. Some celebrate Christmas. Some have big festivals with music, food, and dancing.
You can say, a special celebration in my country is.
Try it. A special celebration in my country is great.
Punctuality. Let's talk about time. In some cultures, being on time is very important. In others, being a little late is normal.
For example, in my country, people arrive 10 minutes early. Or, in my country, people often arrive a little late. Both cultures are okay, just different habits.
Listen again. Part 3. Short review. Repeat these key ideas. In my culture, we eat with. A special celebration in my country is people arrive early. People arrive late.
Great job. Almost there.
Part 4. How to talk about cultural differences politely. When talking about cultural differences, we want to be respectful. Different does not mean wrong. Different is just different.
A useful way to speak politely is to use the phrase, "It's interesting that." Example, "It's interesting that people in your country eat dinner so late."
Another polite phrase is, I noticed that. I noticed that people speak very quietly here.
And a very friendly phrase is, I like how people greet each other here."
These phrases make conversations kinder and more open. Listen again. Part 4. Quick recap. Repeat after me. It's interesting that. I noticed that. I like how.
Great work. You're amazing.
Wow, great job today. You learned many new words and phrases about cultural differences. You practiced talking about daily habits, greetings, communication styles, food traditions, and more.
Let's do a quick review. Say the phrases with us one more time. In my culture, we usually. People in my country greet by. People speak loudly, softly. A special celebration in my country is.
Excellent. Remember, cultural differences make the world interesting. There is no right or wrong. Just different ways of living and seeing the world.
Before we finish, let's do our final. Listen, discuss, listen again, practice. Listen. Cultural differences are normal. Different cultures have different habits. Discuss. Why do you think cultural differences are important? Think about your answer for a few seconds. Listen again. Cultural differences help us understand each other and learn from each other.
Beautiful. You're doing great. We're so happy to learn with you every day.
And now, our favorite part, community question. What's the first thing you do in the morning? Tell us in the comments. We love reading your answers.
Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed today's lesson. See you next time on Fluent Daily English.